Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you've been watching my videos from a while, you would know that I exposed this man named Christian Revolt twice. But yet he has no shame or courage to respond to me. He says that we Muslims are criticizing him and insulting him. If you have watched my two previous videos on this guy, nowhere in the video did I insult him or criticize him. He recently made another channel named Followers of Jesus Christ where he uploaded a video criticizing Islam. Here for literal 2 minutes he speaks nonsense and doesn't make any logical argument. Let's see his claims.
Talk about why as a Christian I don't respect Islam and why Islam should be despised. Well, first of all, one reason why I don't accept Islam is that around 365 million Christians are persecuted worldwide, mainly in Muslim countries. Now, many will say this has nothing to do with Islam, but if we take a look at the Quran and analyze the behavior of Muslims, then we quickly realize that Islam is not a peaceful religion and that it should be forbidden. This religion is responsible for so much persecution, murder, and suffering. If Islam were supposedly as peaceful as Christianity is, for example, then things would look completely different in Islamic countries, because homosexuals, Yazidis, Christians, and many more minorities are persecuted and killed there. But hey, Muslims don't just cause suffering and damage in Muslim countries, but also in Christian countries, from discrimination to attacks. Our own children are already being bullied in schools by Muslim classmates. They are harassing and raping our women like their prophet did with Aisha. They are proclaiming the caliphate on our streets and detesting our values and traditions and threatening us when the day comes when they are in the majority that they will then force us to convert or kill us. If we look at former Christian countries such as Lebanon, we see what happens when Muslims become the majority, and if we don't do anything about it, the same thing will happen in Europe. Lebanon was a very Christian country until the Muslims conquered it, and today many Christians there are discriminated against and persecuted by Muslims, and this is exactly what happened in many former Christian countries. I often see how Muslims brag that their countries are so strongly Muslim and that almost 100% of their country is Muslim, but they forget that you are forced to be Muslim there, and if you leave Islam there, you will face torture or even death. Many people don't want to hear these accusations and become aggressive and threaten me, but it must be addressed how diabolical Islam and its prophet Muhammad are. I just educate and speak facts.
He is such a hypocrite that not only Christians are persecuted but also Muslims. According to researchers, the most persecuted religions in the world are Christianity and Islam. Again, he is such a hypocrite person that not only in Muslim countries but also in India, China, Russia, Burma, etc. He didn't take the name of these countries but only took the name of Muslim countries. I don't support the killing of Christians in the Muslim countries. They are not following any teachings of Islam by do this. It's forbidden in Islam to kill any, usually just because of their religion. But I think he forgot the history of his people. Did forget the Crusaders who killed a lot of Muslims just because they were Muslims? Before Umar bin Khattab took over Jerusalem, the Christians used to punish Jews just because they were Jews. Overall, what he wants to do is that he wants to show Islam wrong because of the Muslims. Look. If any Muslim does any bad things, it cannot be linked with Islam. Like in Saudi Arabia, Halloween was celebrated, and in Turkey LGBT community is present. He is saying that Muslim countries persecute people because they leave Islam. Whereas this claim is not supported by Islam or Quran. The Quran clearly says there is no compulsion in faith. But now let's see what the Bible says about this. In Deuteronomy chapter 13 verse 6-9. Your so-called God says to kill anyone who asks, just asks you to worship any other God. Not only this, now let's look at some violence in the Bible. Now here is a question for you Christians out there. Many Christians, for example the United Church of Christ, affirm and accept LGBT. If I say Christianity allows homosexuality and allows to practice it, what would you say? I say it's in the Bible. Would you accept it? Let's have a look. 2 Samuel chapter 1 verse 26. And also in Mark 14:45. He said that if we analyze the Quran we will find violence but didn't provide any proof. I am giving two direct references from the Bible which support LGBT community. My intentions were not to hurt the feelings of any Christian. I am only here to defend my religion and expose the lies said by your people. If you enjoyed today's video, do consider subscribing to the channel. I will meet you in the next video. Until then. Assalamualaikum.